Hello guys, myself Ankita. Today in this video we shall see another problem on LeetCode, that is longest common prefix, problem number 14. Write a function to find the longest common prefix string amongst an array of strings. If there is no common prefix, return an empty string. So let's see the given question. So the given question is, okay, I have given an array of strings, an array that's containing different strings, and we have to find the most common prefix among us all the strings. You can see the first letter F, F, F. So that's comes to the most common prefix. Then check the second character in each string in the array. L, L, L. Yeah, so that also a common character. So that will add up to the common prefix string. Then O here, third one. O here, and but here it is I. So that's it. The most common prefix in the given array of strings. Here it is FL. So that we need to return. So how do we approach this problem? In the second example, if you see the first letter is D here, it's R here and C. So henceforth there is no common prefix among the given input string here. Since they have told prefix, it should come from the starting itself. You can see here car and car are same. No, that doesn't come here because it should present among all of them. Then, yeah, how do we approach this problem? So, let me just erase this. Okay. So, for solving this problem, at first, what we need to do is we need to calculate the length of the smallest string, right? So, if flower and flow, if we take flower and flow, the most common thing is flow, right? So, that means whichever is the smallest string among all the strings in the given array, that is the, in the worst case, that is the only common prefix possible. Imagine here it is something but flower, uh, uh, flow, float. If this is present as a third string, you can say flow, flow, flow. Flow, flow, flow is a common prefix. It is found among all the strings in the given array. So that flow is nothing but the length of this flow, second element. So directly the second element will be the common prefix here. So that's why the worst case possible here is nothing but the smallest string whichever contain among all the strings in the array, that will be the common prefix. So that's the reason at first we will calculate the length of the string, smallest string among all the strings in the array. So initially length is let's initialize to the strs of I dot length, strs of 0 dot length, sorry, not I. So this will contain length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then you run the for loop from I equal to 1. Why I equal to 1? Because zeroth length already we have it. Then you compare that length of each element I equal to 1, then I equal to 2 with this element, this length. So if that length is lesser than the given length, if strs of I dot length, that is lesser than the given length, so the flow length is lesser than the flower length. In that case, the length will be initialized to smaller value. That is nothing but strs of I dot length. So you check flow length is lesser than flower length. Yes, it is. Then the length will be initialized to 4 instead of 6. 6 was the length of flower, but initialized 4 because we need the smallest string, right? Length of the smallest string among all the strings. So length will be initialized 4. Similarly, you go for flight as well. You check whether length of the flight is lesser than length of the flow length. I mean the length here. If it is less, no, it is not less. So that the lowest length will be 4 here. So length equal to 4 you will get. So once you get length equal to 4, now comes the real task. Now comes the real task. Here what is next you have to do is you have to iterate in the each element in the array. That is nothing but each string in the array, and compare the ith index, that is zero. If we consider zeroth index, compare the zeroth index of each string in the array with the index of this string. So once you get the length, and if the smallest length equal to 4, here you create one more string called str that will be initialized to empty. So as the length, your length of flow is lesser than length of flower, initially str would be the first string, that is flower. Okay. Next str will become, as the length of the flow is lesser than length of flower, str will be become flow. That is nothing but str of I, strs of I. Yeah. So you will have length equal to 4 and strs of I. That is nothing but flow. That is equal to str. That is equal to flow. So you have these two things, flow and str equal to flow string and length equal to 4. So now what did I tell? What I had told is you have to iterate over each string in the array, and when iterating over each string in the array, compare the ith index, if you consider zeroth index, with the ith index of the str. So and until how many times you have to compare the each string in the array and each index with the each string in the array till the length. So for I lesser than length, int I equal to 0, that will be there, I lesser than length. Why I lesser than length? Because at max only this length we can traverse, each index we can compare, because more than that won't be possible, right? Because the lowest, smallest string is length of 4. So more than 4 won't happen. So for int I lesser than length, then for inside another that, another for j equal to 0, j lesser than how many? That is length of the strs dot length. So inside this, you have to perform all the calculations. So don't get confused. What we have to perform is nothing but each index. If you take ith index, zeroth index of all the elements in the string should be compared with the zeroth index of the str. If all the elements, zeroth index of all the elements in the string is equal to the zeroth index of the str, then that means it's a common prefix, right? So for that, doing that operation, what we do is initially we iterate the for loop till the length of the str. So inside that comes in, now you have to iterate over the all the strings in the um, strs, all the strings in the strs. And for the index value, let's initialize a variable called I index that is equal to 0. So, and after that, we'll have one flag also equal to 0, true. So, why do we need this flag is uh, when we iterate over each index of all the strings in the array, if that index value character is equal to the same index after iterating all the strings in the array, then the flag will remain false, true only. If in case here you can see it's W, here it's W, but here it's I. Here it's O, here it's third character I'm taking, and here it's I. That means O is fine, but here it's not matching. In that case, what will happen? We have to set flag equal to false and break from the loop itself, so that there will be no further common prefix possible. Whatever you have got, that will be the common prefix. So once index equal to 0, that is for comparing each index in each string, then flag equal to true, you set that, and you will have one result empty string where if all the if f is the character that is matching with in all the strings is matching with the str string, right? So that means you have to add that to the result. So you perform res equal to res plus whatever character you get that at that index. So that is nothing but str of str dot character rate index. If index equal to 0, res will be res plus 0, that is not 0, it will be, sorry. If index equal to 0, res equal to res plus str dot character at that index 0, that is nothing but f, right? So f will be added to the string. So this will perform. Um, Now I have told this much, right? So initial I will be less than length and I will be less than str dot length. Then j will be lesser than str dot length. So now you have to check if the character, this character, how do we get this character? That is nothing but strs of I. It will take the first string in the array dot character of which index. That is nothing but we initialized a variable called index. If that character is equal to str, will take the opposite condition. Instead of equals, we'll take not equals. Is not equal to str of str dot character at index. If this character is not equal to this character, if they're not equal, then you have to set flag equal to false, one thing, and you just break from the room. If this is equal, f is equal to f, right? In that case, what we need to perform? If f is equal to f, there we just need to iterate over the loop until uh, all the first index value gets equal. Then you have to set flag equal to true, and then if flag equal to true. When I write the code in the code part, you'll better understand this. If flag equal to true, then you have to add that to the result. So result will equal to result plus whatever character is present at that index. So str dot character at of I. That is nothing but index. Once you initialize a result with the index value or whatever character you have got, then you have to increment the index plus plus. If flag equal to false, then you'll break from the loop and that will stop there itself. So we'll start with the coding part. So at first, as I said, we need int length that will contain the length of the very first string in the array. That is nothing but strs of 0 dot length. And we need to declare an empty string called str that will contain the first string in the array. There is nothing but flower. So there is nothing but strs of 0 dot, yeah, strs of 0. Once you do this, now we have to find the length of the smallest length. That is nothing but the smallest string in the strings of array. So for int I equal to 0, I lesser than strs dot length. Oh, sorry, I should be started from 1 because 0 index we already have taken. I equal to 1, I lesser than strs dot length and I plus plus. Now we have to check if strs of I dot length, whatever, if this length is lesser than the previous length, then in such case length will be equal to strs of I dot length and string would become strs of I, str equal to strs of I. You can check here for int I equal to 1. Since flow length is lesser than the flower length here, The length would become 4 now, updated to 4. And string also would become strSFI. So string will be flow now instead of flower. So from this you get the length and the string. Next comes in the comparison of the each index of the all the strings in the array with the output string what we got. This smallest string among all the strings in the array. So here start with the initialization. We need one resultant string that is empty and one index. So that is initialization 0. This index is required to compare the each character at all the strings at particular index. So once you have this, for int I equal to 0, I lesser than how much? Till how many times we have to run the for loop? Till the length of the smallest string, right? There is nothing but length. And I plus plus. Then inside that one more loop. That loop will be to traverse in the each string in the what strs array. So for int j equal to 0, j lesser than strs dot length and j plus plus. Now you need to compare the each index element. If strs of I, so strs of I means strs of 0 will contain flower. In that you have to go for the first index. How do you get it? Dot character 80 of zeroth index. How do you get that? That is nothing but index, right? Index is not equal to, if this index is not equal to the str's, that is smallest string, that str will contain become flow here. That's the output, and length you get it as 4. This is for the first example I'm telling. So str of first character at the zeroth index. So str dot char 80 of 0. If they are not equal, in such case, here you have to declare boolean value, boolean flag equal to true. Here flag will become false and you will just break from the loop. Once you get flag equal to false, that means, what does it indicate? It tells that at this index the character is not matching, hence the common prefix will stop there itself. You won't count that. You need not to iterate later. So this thing will happen. If this is not the case, else part, if they are equal, here f is equal to f, right? So if they are equal, then what we need to perform is result plus equals to whatever character is present at that index, that is str dot char 80 of index. And instead of 0, it should be index here. Yeah. Now after all the for loops, once you iterate this for loop, what will it do? This will iterate over all the character at that index in all the strings in the array, right? So if index equal to 0, it will check if f is equal to this f. Then again it will check, go to the next element, if f equal to this f. Then again it will check if this f equal to this f. If that happens, till str.length we perform. If all are equal, then that flag will be true only, right? This condition will not go only. So in such case, what you have to do, now you have to check if flag equal to true. If flag equal to true, here you should not add. This part should come here actually. Yeah. Here index plus plus you need to. Why index plus plus? Because in the next iteration for I equal to 1, we'll check for the index incremented index value. Once you get all these things as common. Um, one sec. Yeah, even this index, this else part is not required actually. I'm getting confused. One second. Yeah. Now this seems fine. So once you get the length equal to 4 and string equal to str equal to flow, that is the smallest string among all the strings, the strings of array. Now you initialize empty string result in string and index will be 0 and flag is set to equal to true. Now you have to iterate till the length of the smallest string. 4 times you have to iterate because that's the maximum possible common prefix you would find. So once you have I equal to 0, that is first time. So j equal to str dot j is lesser than str dot length. So you iterate over each string in the array and that each string you check for the index. First index, that is nothing but zeroth index. So if f is this equal to this f, yes, and here also f. So all are equal. So this if condition won't happen because all the character at the index in that index will be equal to all other characters in that this index. So in such case, this condition won't happen. You just iterate the follow. But then you come out of the for. Once you come out of the follow, now you check whether flag is equal to true. Yeah, it will be equal to true, right? So result will be equal to result plus equals to result plus character at that index. That will be f. So f will be appended to the string resultant string. So resultant string would contain f. Next you do index plus plus. Why index plus plus? Zeroth index all are matching. So okay, zeroth index all are matching. Then you go for the second index. That is, index will be 1 now. So once you have index equal to 1, now I will become 2. I will become 1 incremented. So again you check j equal to 0. You iterate to the each string in the array and you check the character at that index. That is index equal to 1. So L, this cell is equal to this cell. And again this cell is equal to this cell, L equal to L. So this condition will also get passed and flag will be equal to. So for the resultant array, the character at that index, that is L, will be appended. So result will become result equal to result plus character at that index. So F plus L, that will give you FL. Got it? Once. Next you increment again index value to 2. So index will become 2 now. Why at first index all are matching. So at index equal to 2, here 0, here also it's 0 at index equal to 2. Then here also 0, 0. But here if you come I and this is 0. So here comes this condition. This character is not matching. In that case, flag will be set to false and you just break. So the loop here is done and resultant array will contain FL. That will be written. So yeah, at last you have to return RES. Okay, it's showing some error. Hmm, cannot find the symbol. This should be J actually, because we need to consider each string, right? For the j equal to 0 this string and you check for the this index first that index. Then for j equal to 1, you check for the string and in that first index. Then j equal to after 1, 0, 1, then comes in 2. So j equal to 2, you check the string in that this index, each character. So this should be j. Mm, Again, it's showing this C should be small letter. Yeah, it's been accepted. We'll submit this. Right, successfully submitted. If you have any doubts, please drop out in the comment section. We'll come up with another video in the next session. Until then, subscribe to the channel and like the videos. Thank you.